Let me ask you something.
What's
Do
up?
you think we would recognize life from elsewhere in the universe if we saw it? If it was hydrocarbon based like us, certainly. But would are we guaranteed to recognize that it's life if we find it or stumble on
That's
it?
a great question because sometimes you don't know what you're looking at until you know what you're looking at. Because we have all these devices that we measure life by our known uh, um, perspectives. But if you step outside of that, I mean, there's probably so much more that we haven't even touched on. I mean, our ability to take in even what's real and lifelike in our own solar system is sort of it's limited.
Yeah, here's an analogy I use. If you step into an ant pile, put your foot
Yeah.
into it, does the ant recognize you as life, or does the ant only recognize that its home has been disrupted?
That's a great analogy. Um yeah, yeah.
I
It's
didn't. That was a rhetorical question. I didn't mean that you had to
no,
answer
it's
that.
fair. It's fair. But you're actually reminding me of a conversation that I've had with another astronaut, our friend Nick Patrick, but talking about the probability of alien visits in our own solar system. And do you believe that we've been visited by aliens? I'm just going to throw that out there as kind of like a sidebar question. We can remove it later if you don't want to, but I don't know. I thought I'd at least ask you the question because we are kind of primitive on a scale of like interstellar travel, and we haven't done anything like that. So do you think that there's a probability that we've been visited and there these crafts around the earth that are probable video footage has shown? Do you think that's from our planet or from other planets?
I think there's three questions that a person should answer or think about, ponder. Is there life elsewhere in the universe? Almost absolutely for sure there is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Second is that we alluded to, would we recognize it if we saw it? I think that's a coin toss. The third is, has it visited here? And if you think we would recognize it, has it visited here? I would say almost certainly not. If you look at the timeline of the universe and the time that intelligent people have been on Earth, it's a paper cut in this, you know, 13 billion year timeline. And just the timing alone suggests that it's statistically um, impossible. Not impossible, improbable. So those are my answers right now today. Um,
Also, the fact that our planet is fairly small. It's not necessarily set up like a typical exoplanet that would sustain life. And the fact that if you look at it, well, as William Shatner did, you look out into the vastness of space and all the different planets and stars out there. It's like nothing's gonna see us and be like, oh yeah, I want to go there. You know, it
yeah,
seems
I
highly
will tell you that
improbable.
the atolls like the Bahamian Islands and the Great Barrier Reef, those atolls are really, really beautiful and they scream life to me, which of course is probably where life started. But from space, they're incredibly beautiful. And in fact, that is where I would land my spacecraft if, to my surprise, it being, hundreds of feet deep in water. Yes, it is quite a beautiful planet. It is attractive. I'll say that.
When you get close enough, yeah, yeah. I remember that picture that you took of Turks and Caicos, and actually inspired my own visit to the island because of that picture that you took from the International Space Station. But those areas are really, I mean, there's if you're going to be cruising by the planet, you'd be like, oh hey, that looks nice, that looks friendly.
Well, if they were like us,
Yeah, that's
Um,
the other thing.
that's right.
Okay.
The moon Io, the Jupiter's moon Io, um, is full of volcanoes and sulfur jets and all sorts of wild stuff. That might look attractive to you. The reds and oranges and yellows, if you were a different person, come from a different place.
That's the other thing. You'd have to be able to manage, sustain life within the boundaries of your own biology.
That's right. And that may be very different conditions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're born on a different planet, absolutely.